to make the announcement per Mick Foley that not only will Chris Jericho be hung above the cage, it is now going to be a no disqualification match. Oh boy. I'm very interested in seeing where they go with this, because usually when you have the no DQ stipulation put in there, you would think that somebody would probably interfere, but I don't know if I would see, Triple H even getting involved in this. I think that it could very well be possible, but I think that they would have to find somebody that Roman Reigns can really kind of work with after this program with Kevin Owens to really make him more relevant. I think people were saying, Braun Strowman. I don't know if I see Braun Strowman getting involved. People are saying he's probably going to fight Goldberg at Mania. I think they're still going to do Goldberg and Lesnar 3. I think that Lesnar is going to pick up the win at Fastlane, and then Goldberg and Lesnar will happen at 3 will happen at Mania. I don't know. I mean, here's the scenario that I would like to see, is that they are probably going to have Triple H wrestle one matchup before his WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins. That's basically a guarantee right now. I think that the best way that they could do is have Triple H versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane. And if they want to throw in like a no DQ stipulation, by all means. Don't make it a technical matchup. Don't make it just this, mat wrestling deal, because then Roman Reigns is just going to flop immensely. It's not going to end well at all. So what you want to do is you want to maybe throw that in there, make him so much the brawler, make Roman look strong, but he will not win at Fastlane. You give Triple H the win so that way he can, get some momentum building into WrestleMania, and then he will eventually lose to Seth Rollins at Mania, and then Roman Reigns will go on to defeat whoever that may be. With all these talk about, Undertaker facing a Raw talent, possibility of maybe it being Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. That might actually be very interesting. But I think Roman Reigns would have to be a major heel in order for that to work. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it goes. We go into a matchup featuring Nia Jax taking on Miss Lynn. And, jeez Louise, this match ended in about less than 30 seconds. Basically, it was just Nia Jax threw her into the corner and then hit a bonsai drop type move on Lynn, and then just pins her 1, 2, 3. Jeez Louise, that honestly looked like Lynn just got killed. I'm thinking, holy crap, jeez. And I also made the comment on Twitter, and this is kind of really bugging me a bit. It's like, why is it that when James Ellsworth jobs out to Braun Strowman, he gets a job, but all of these women who are basically getting murdered by Nia Jax, they're getting absolutely nothing. They're not even getting an NXT call-up. It's like, come on, just give them something. Jeez Louise. I mean, if you're going to just let, James Ellsworth, get all these memes and all this kind of stuff, and that's the reason why you hire him, jeez Louise, just give somebody else a chance at least. I mean, especially women on the roster, because, the women's roster on Raw is not exactly doing so well right now. I mean, Alicia Fox is doing her own thing. Summer Rae, nobody's seen her. Paige is probably not going to be coming back anytime soon. Nia Jax and Sasha Banks, they're doing their thing. Bayley and Charlotte are doing their thing. It's just, they're not doing anything with Dana Brooke and Melina, who I made the comment that anytime that she shows one of her promos, that there's a cold shower that is going to definitely be happening immediately after. Cannot blame it, because holy cow, Zack Ryder, you lucky son of a gun. They just really need more women, I think, on the Raw roster. And I think maybe now with the addition to Mickie James on SmackDown, they definitely do need to get somebody on Raw now. Maybe pick up, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Maybe pick up Asuka. Just put somebody on Raw right now. They really need to find somebody. And even if it's somebody that they find off the streets, just give them a chance. Because look what happens with Ellsworth. He already got 3 title opportunities against AJ Styles. He came very close, but close was only good in horseshoes and hand grenades. Anyway, so the Nia Jax basically said that she would like to dedicate it to the deceased career of Sasha Banks, which I thought was going to go in a completely different direction. And then Sasha comes out, and she basically beats down on Nia Jax, showing that she is small, but also very much mighty. It was really cool to see that. And looking forward to seeing the matchup that they have between the two of them on the pre-show this Sunday, which I'll kind of go through the Royal Rumble card because that will actually evolve it into the Squared Circle podcast show on Thursday. It'll kind of spill into that, but I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Then we get on to what was the main event segment, in which featured Goldberg. Goldberg actually had a hard time even getting words out because I guess he was just very much caught up in the moment of all these fans, still cheering his name. I think that he had to repeat his promo 3 times just so that he can get it right. He's just like, oh man, you guys are really just, you're just kind of screwing me up. You're kind of getting me not riled up, but more kind of wound up oh man, you guys are just really catching me off guard. And then he basically talks about, that there are 29 other guys that are probably going to get speared, jackhammered, and eliminated, and that he's going to go on to WrestleMania to face the Universal Champion. Paul Heyman comes out, and again, just brilliant-minded. He, of course, talks about, the possibilities are endless with the Royal Rumble because you could see Goldberg versus Randy Orton, Goldberg versus Braun Strowman, Goldberg versus The Undertaker, Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar comes out, and Goldberg basically says, why don't you come down to the ring and fight me, you dumbass? So Brock Lesnar comes down, gets into the ring, then we hear gong, lights go out, lights come back on, Undertaker's in the ring, and we see Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and Goldberg in the ring at the same time. Who would have thunk that we would have seen that? Holy cow. That is just amazing. That brief, I think it was about maybe 30-second promo, and just having them in the ring just really made me really excited for the Royal Rumble this Sunday. It's going to be a night that will not be easily forgotten. That was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. Holy cow. I mean, this is the first time I've ever watched a whole entire Monday Night Raw and not have to actually, take shots during the show just to get through it. This was actually a pretty enjoyable show. Most of the storylines, they made sense. The only thing I think I had to complain about, again, were the cruiserweights being underutilized. And this whole love triangle between Noam Dar, Alicia Fox, and Cedric Alexander is just... I just do not understand it. It just doesn't make sense, and it's stupid. Anyway, so actually some big news that actually broke out is that Kurt Angle is actually cleared. His entire weekend is cleared. He had to cancel, I think it was for SWF, for, I guess, going into a WWE agreement, which means that there's a good possibility that we could see Kurt Angle entering into the Royal Rumble this year. That would really be just amazing, flat out amazing, just to have him just even make an appearance, even if it's just for a few seconds. That'd be awesome to see him in the Royal Rumble. There are so many speculations on who is probably going to enter into the Royal Rumble. One name that I actually threw out that would really kind of make things interesting is that they should throw out, if he's fully healed, bring back Shelton Benjamin, because I know that he still has a contract with WWE, and they were trying to bring him into the SmackDown deal, but unfortunately he got a shoulder injury, I think it was, and he's been out for a while now, but I think that by now he should be back to being, I think I want to say he's back to 100%. I'm hoping that's the case, but if it's a more severe shoulder injury, it might be a bit longer than I anticipated. So, who else could probably make a surprise appearance at the Royal Rumble? A major surprise for everybody would be Kenny Omega. There's been a lot of rumors that, Kenny Omega, his contract is expiring with New Japan, and he even hints it majorly with an autograph that he had. He wrote the number 30 on above his name, possibly signifying, the 30-man Royal Rumble. Having Kenny Omega debut on the main roster would be really amazing. My only concern is they would probably underutilize him so much, because I think that Kenny Omega is one of those guys who's very talented. He's very good in the ring and definitely deserves to be in some very big-time, high-profile matches against, guys like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, John Cena, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, so many people that he could wrestle. But again, it all boils down to, is he going to be underutilized, or is he going to be utilized correctly? That's the main problem. And especially with the Cruiserweight division, because they were doing so well, and then they got watered down because they're saying, like, oh, don't do, crazy moves for these, save these for the pay-per-view event, save these for this, and blah, 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 blah. Let them still wrestle. Let them still wrestle as much as they want. I mean, you got so many people there, so if one person this is going to sound mean, but if one person gets injured, you got another person that could probably take his place. I mean, for gosh sakes, where's Grand Metalik? This is a guy who was the runner-up in the CWC, and he's nowhere to be seen. It's like he just fell off the face of the earth. So unless maybe he got injured or he got suspended, bring him back to the fold. Bring him back to TV. Jeez Louise. Just come on. Another person that would be really interesting to see in the Royal Rumble, a lot of people have speculated that he's not. Finn Balor would be a really good person to have. I think that Sami Zayn was my number 1. Finn Balor was my number 2 to win it. I think I had either Goldberg or Undertaker as 3. Another person that could probably is more than likely going to make his debut would be Samoa Joe. There's a lot of people speculating that Ty Dillinger could probably debut at the Royal Rumble as the number 10 participant, and I think that would be amazing. I think that he should be the only guy who comes out as the number 10 entrant every single year. I say just let him have it for like ever, and people will still love it. Just don't have him be eliminated in like 3 seconds. Maybe 10 seconds. I'm kidding. Make it 10 minutes. Again, kidding. So, I'm trying to think of... the only other name that I think would be really interesting to see would be Bobby Roode coming during the Royal Rumble match, although I would not suggest that he would. I think that the best time to have Bobby Roode debut would be at WrestleMania and have him win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, because right now they're actually really starting to make that accolade good, and they're not just watering it down like they've done with Cesaro and like they've done with Big Show. When Baron Corbin won it last year, he was just on this wave of momentum, and now he's one of the main event level players. He is going to definitely be possibly a high level competitor, as well as he could even be WWE champion probably within this year. That would actually surprise me, but I would not be too surprised if they did it, because he would definitely earn it. I'm trying to see if there's trying to think. Anybody else that would be in the Royal Rumble? I can't think of anybody else that would really be in the Royal Rumble matchup, really. I think those are like the top few people that I could see making a surprise appearance. As far as who I could see maybe making a return, like I said, Finn Balor would be good. Shelton Benjamin would be another. Kurt Angle would be another one. Maybe Seth Rollins finds a way to sneak into the Rumble. That would actually be kind of interesting. But I'm going to just take a moment and kind of pull up what the Royal Rumble card is so far. And be sure to tune in, guys, this Thursday, because we will be doing our live prediction special, in which I will be taking on Chris and AJ in a triple threat match for the CWX title. And so far, as my knowledge goes, I will also be taking on Max Beatty for the Squirt Circle Podcast Heavyweight Championship. I know